Okay. ah, Excuse me. And it looks like we are now live. Hello, everyone. I am Philip Page of Saving Ghosts. Now, this is something that I try to do once a month is go live. Now, for those of you who have subscribed to the YouTube channel, I appreciate that. We also have a Facebook page and a Facebook group that where I make the announcements of when we do go live on YouTube. Now, when we go live, there's a lot of things that take place. We do discuss the paranormal. We discuss the science behind it. I will do sessions with the angel phone, which I'm actually going to be discussing. This is going to be going through a makeover as we speak. What is going on? Hey, Matt, what's up? Hey, Vicky, what's going on? So we already looks like we already started to have some people who are coming in, which is fantastic. Now, if you, like I said, if you are a member of the YouTube channel, but not a member of the Facebook page, come on over to the Facebook page as well. It's Facebook Saving Ghosts. Join the group, become a part of our little community, so that when I make these announcements of when I'm going to be going live, you will be right up there in the know. Okay. So it looks like, okay, so we have Matt and Vicky who are here. And normally these things take a few minutes to really start kicking off because people are coming in from work or whatever it may be. Now, Vicky and Matt, I've done this a little bit differently this time just because this does post right to the YouTube channel. And so instead of me, sitting here twiddling my thumbs, I'm starting to do more of an announcement for those who do decide to come in after this thing is posted and watch it. Rockin' Ratty, what is going on? Okay, I'm starting to see the usual suspects starting to come in, which, of course, Star Wars, which, okay, so for those who are, Violet, what's going on? Yeah, so for those who don't know how much of a Star Wars fan I am, I'm like a major, dude, Matt, you know how much of a fan I am. So the Mandalorian series, I had given up on Disney, but the Mandalorian series actually looks pretty good. So, okay, Disney, I'm giving you one last shot. Okay, you're kind of screwing up with my childhood here, and so we're going to have words. Violet, you're at work right now? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So it looks like we have 5 who are in right now. I'm going to give it a few more minutes to see if we can get a few more people in. Guys, can you hear me okay? Loud and clear? Okay, cool. Well, Violet, I always figure that throwing axes is a great way to relieve stress. And looks like Faith is having some technical difficulties logging in. Dude, my head is always 3 feet big. What are you talking about? The more the hairline goes back, the bigger the head gets. Matt, I don't even want to know how you're watching this right now if my head is 3 feet big on your wall. It looks like we have, well, we just lost two. So I've got a gut feeling that as people are realizing that we are live, because we're public to YouTube right now, and so we're probably going to have people popping in and out throughout this the course of the next hour or so, and which of course, anyone's welcome. Anyone's welcome. Oh, good for you, man. That's great. On a projector, awesome. So, okay, guys, so some of the things that we're going to be talking about in this session, I'm going to be talking about some of the updates that I'm going to be doing to the Angel phone here, probably within the next week. It's going to go through a major overhaul. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about the current session that I'm editing. It's the King Henry VIII session that I did. And that one is actually proving to be very, very interesting. I think I'm going to do a follow-up session to that one, just because the responses that I've been getting have been fantastic. I'm also going to. I also want to discuss. The theories that are going around in regards to the supposed rules with paranormal, and what I am finding to be true compared to what others are saying. And and of course, if you guys have any questions or comments as we go along, I've got the laptop right, checking your comments as we go along. Then, of course, we will close the night with a session. Thank you. Now, see, Ilya knows. Ilya gets it, of the Star Wars fan, So, I mean, I still have my toys from like the late 70s, early 80s. And so I'm just saying, they're not going anywhere anytime soon at all. In fact, I have a Luke Skywalker. I will tell you this. I've got a Luke Skywalker from the Return of the Jedi. It's, he's in the black. He has the cloak. When I first got him, now that's when we had a store here called Mervin's. For those of you who remember Mervin's, they had a toy section. And so I got him from Mervin's. And when I pulled him out of the package, he had a certain, almost like a sweet candy scent to him. He still has that scent. So every now and then I'll pull him out of storage and I give Luke a good smell. So nice. Faith, I don't view it. Oh, for one, Faith, thank you for joining us. I don't view it as if I dated us. I view it as if I showed how cool we actually are. That's how I'm going to look at it. So, yeah. Matt, just to let you know, Mervin's has been gone for 90 years. Get your facts straight. Oh, man, corduroys. Yeah. Remember that weird sound that they made? It was like taking corrugated cardboard and running it back and forth against each other. Horrible. Nobody should ever wear corduroy anything. Ever. Corduroy. There's a few things that if I were king of the world that I would outlaw. One would be chewing gum, because I can't stand it when people pop it, smack it, crack it, what have you. And corduroy. I'm just saying corduroy. I don't care how nostalgic you want to get. Corduroy needs to be outlawed. I'm just saying. And aerosol hairspray. So, okay, I'm going to pop over real quick to our Facebook page and see if anyone is stuck over there who's not able to get on. And we're going to get cracking here in a second, guys. There is a comment that was made. Okay, it looks like we do have a couple of comments. hold on, gang. There was a comment that was made yesterday that I do want to address, um, simply because the paranormal is such a world of the unknown that everybody is having their own experiences, therefore coming up with what they think are their own rules to it. Um, so I'm sorry, guys, I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Okay. So looks like we are still good. All right. And so one of the comments that was made was it was during the Michael Jackson session, which I do believe Michael Jackson came through. If you've not seen that, go ahead and check it out. There was a couple of times that I do believe that Michael did come through, and at one particular time he was talking about his feet. Now, in that, I had asked a question of had Michael been gone too long to actually come through, um, and then switch over to the King Henry VIII session, which I'm now editing and I'm updating you guys as I go along with it. When I had made comments that messages had come through talking about really about beheadings, and there was a very sincere, very innocent question had come through saying, well, the Michael Jackson session, you'd asked if he'd been gone too long, but the King Henry VIII session, you're saying that you're getting responses. So obviously, King Henry VIII has been dead a lot longer than Michael Jackson. The reason I asked that question in that session is because there is a theory. It's not mine, but there is a theory going around that usually it's within the first 3 days that you get the best responses. And that the longer that they have been gone, in other words, the longer they've been, away from out of their, bodies and, in whichever realm they're in, that the harder it is for them to come back. So I wanted to test that theory. And what I am discovering, what I am finding is that it doesn't matter how long they have been gone for. If you can make a connection, if you can put that thought process, that energy out towards them, that concentration onto them, they're going to find a way to come back. When I was editing the King Henry VIII session today, I'm almost done with it. With the editing portion, I still have quite a bit of work to do on it. But there was very much an acknowledgement that came through that said the king. There was a woman who came through and said the king. I had introduced myself as Philip Page. Now, mind you, that Page was a job that was to be had during the Middle Ages. It was usually a young man who was an assistant who would then later on learn how to be a knight. And so generally your surname described what you did. And so my family lineage comes from Great Britain. Yeah. But Page, surname, that's more than likely what my lineage did. And so when I was doing this session, I received confirmation of the king. I received confirmation of the war between the North and the South that he created when he separated from the church. And so I'm finding this session to be extremely, extremely interesting. And on one occasion, I had reached out to, help me out here. He actually beheaded 2 of his wives. Anne Boleyn. I reached out to Anne Boleyn, and a woman did come through with a slight British accent, proper British, but British accent. And so I'm excited about this one, guys. I'm putting a little more work into this one than what I've done with other sessions. For those of you who don't know, part of my background is computer animation. So there is some animation that's going to be presented in this. as well. It's going to be a slight history lesson combined with a paranormal session. So I'm I'm excited. I'm really excited about this one. And I think what I'm going to do, because I do believe that Anne Boleyn came through, is once I'm done with this session, I'm going to do a separate one for Anne Boleyn. Um, uh, I believe she was the wife who was wrongly accused of adultery, and he had her beheaded. And so um, I'm taking some care with this one. I'm taking time with it, but at the same time, I still want to get it up and going. So, in regards to the comment of why did I ask that question in the Michael Jackson session, it was simply I wanted to test a thought. I wanted to test a theory, and we've talked about this before, guys. That ultimately, my belief is that we are all energy. We are all made of the same atomic stuff. And that, I've mentioned before that we are a carbon-based system tied in with an electrical unit. And once the carbon dies off, that energy, it just changes form. Look at it like water, and I know this is kind of a probably an overused theory, but it still stands true. When we're talking about energy changing form, we have water that if you add another element to it, which is cold, it will become hardened, turn to ice. Now, if you add another element to it, heat, it will then turn to steam. So we have one base material that can take on three different forms. And so again, energy doesn't die, it just changes form. So that's why, when we're talking about spirit, yeah, you might leave your carbon shell, but you are still you. You are still around. Oh, the other thing that came through, apparently the king is still very much interested in wealth. There was a comment that came through. I don't know if it was from him, but there was a male who came through who seemed very concerned about his money. Now, when King Henry was in power, especially later in years, he was very, very interested in keeping his wealth. Now, I don't know how much you know about King Henry VIII. I had a huge fascination as from a child in medieval time, and so King Henry VIII was kind of one of the major monarchs who changed literal history. He is the reason why we had the Protestant churches. He's the reason why Catholicism has kind of been called out. So anyways, I could go on forever about it. So that's where we stand right now with the King Henry session, but expect more from that one, because like I said, I fully expect to and intend to reach out to Anne Boleyn as well, because I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but there's something going on with this particular session that it's very focused. It's not like the Robin Hood session, which that one just got weird, guys. I mean, some of the comments that came through. Now, since that session, I have gone through, I have done a cleansing. I've done a couple of cleansings, physically cleaning the house and then doing a cleaning. And so responses have gotten better, but so yeah, I'm gonna be doing an Anne Boleyn. Now, a while ago, there were several people who came through wanting certain celebrity sessions done. I haven't forgotten about those. I have those written down. I am going to do those, but there's ones that I want to do too. So give me some time, guys. All right, these are all going to come, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So I can't wait for you guys to see the King Henry VIII one. I am jazzed about that one. So jazzed about that one. Okay, so the angel phone. Now, when I created this thing, it Okay, buddy is like, sorry, guy. Okay, never mind. You're good. You're good. Stay where you're at. Whoa. Sorry about that, guys. Woo! Sorry about that. Okay, so when I first created this thing, the whole intent was to create a device that would allow me to amplify the spirit communication, improve spirit communication, clean up the communication, and help give them an energy source. Okay, he's moved. Ah, balls. Whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, lovely shot. Give me a second, guys. What? Okay, what have I done? Hold on. Hold on. All right, there we go. Wow. Okay. So that was not awkward at all. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, so when I created this, it was to be kind of an all-in-one unit to where it was going to, like I said, increase communication and basically act. Sorry, Matt. um, it's designed to either run on battery or to be plugged in. And so became a 3D ride. And it's worked well. It's served its purpose for, well, up till this point. Something that has changed, and I don't know if you guys have been watching the sessions or not, but something that has changed is comments of gold have been coming through. They want gold. And it's been, in fact, in this last session, gold was mentioned again. Exactly, Kat. Exactly. And it seems like almost every session now, there's a couple of things that are happening. One, they're saying my name a lot more. They're calling me by my first name and by my middle name. Now, part of that is because I think they're becoming more used to me. I keep introducing myself to them, so therefore they're going to know my name. I think I've actually heard some family come through, and they would know me as Pat. And I think that is kind of getting passed around right now. And they're talking about gold. They're talking about gold a lot now. And so part of what I am going to be doing with this, I'm going to turn this from the Angel phone. It's still going to be the Angel phone, but it's now going to become the Angel phone Gold series. And what that means is I'm going to be inlaying 24 karat gold on the inside. Danielle, what's going on? Woo! Danielle, you actually came in at a great time. I'm actually right now I'm talking about some of the changes that I'm going to be going through with the Angel phone. So I'm going to be inlaying the inside of it. I'm going to gut it, sand it all down, clean it out. The inside will be laid with 24 karat gold. The copper antenna that I have here is going to stay copper, but I'm also going to plate that with 24 karat gold as well. So there's going to be that. I'm going to get some 24 karat gold wire, and I'm going to twist that with the copper, and so so there's going to be copper and 24 karat gold wiring from the antenna and then throughout. This speaker that I have attached to it, the JBL speaker, the idea is that I'm going to have everything internal. So I'm going to build a small speaker amplifier to go inside of this, and have the speaker on the inside. That way it's not, you know, stuck on the outside. And the placement for the PSB7 and for the tablet will be moved to a different spot. And so, yeah, you know what, Violet, I haven't seen anything from Gina. Normally she says hello when she comes in. Let me hop over to Facebook real quick and see if she's left any messages there. I'm not seeing anything. Nothing. Okay, look, I'm going to try see if maybe we've got comments from someone. No, we've got no comments from anybody. Well, so much for Gina being the fan she says she is. Joking, totally joking, totally joking. Now, just to be fair, guys, I am not the first one to have gold mentioned. There's a man by the name of Steve Huff, which I openly talk about him in my sessions. I think he's a great guy. I think he comes from a good place. He also does spirit communication, and thank you, Vicky. And no, Matt, that was not my Bullwinkle impression. That was my Russian impression. If you want a Bullwinkle, that's a completely different impression. It's like this, okay? Here we go. So, of course, you got to do the moose ears. And one of Steve's sessions a few years ago, a voice came through and had said gold. And so he was getting messages for gold as well. Now, to be fair, I don't follow everybody out there who does spirit communication or, the ghost hunting thing. But as far as I know, I don't know of anyone else who has been asked to put gold in their box. Danielle, where does your uncle live? Kentucky? Okay, yeah, no, different Steve Huff then. And Violet, yes, that would work. That would work. Providing, excuse me, and that's actually what I've been looking at. Oh my God. I just stepped on one of Buddy's toys. I didn't know it was there. It squeaked, scared the crap out of me. Okay, just hearing this in the back of your head. Woo! So as long as it's pure 24 karat gold, then yes, that will work. And something else that I'm also gonna change the EM generator that's in this. The EM pump that I have in here has been working okay. It's been working fine. But what I want, and Vicky, I definitely want to hear more about that as well. I want to hear more about that. Okay. The EM pump that I have in here works fine, but what I want is I want a different motor that will spin at a higher RPM. Reason being is going to create more of a field. The magnets that I have in here are fine, but yeah, I want a different motor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the motor that's in this with the magnet attached. I'm going to make a separate EM pump, and then I'm going to auction that off to kind of like how we did, the cameras and the other stuff. And so keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes out for that. Now, Vicky went out to a pretty cool place today. And I'm hoping that, Vicky, if you do go back, that you're able to do a session. If you haven't downloaded the Afterlight box, please do, and then take that with you. Okay? So that's the plan for the angel phone. Technically, Violet, technically, my real last name actually is Page. That was my birth name. My mom got married to my then stepdad. He went through an adoption. My last name then changed to Fitzloff. But I am in the process. I want to go back to Page. That's my biological dad's last name, and my biological dad is actually pretty kick ass. He's a good guy. Um, and without getting into a lot of detail, uh, there's times that I kind of wish things would have been different, so I could have been raised with him instead of my stepdad. And I actually kind of go into a little bit of that in the one session that I have about as um, my background history with the paranormal. Okay, so dude, Matt. Okay, so guys, Matt, aka Poppin' Fizz, is sending me pictures of me. Dude, I mean, dude. Actually, I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty awesome. Violet, you're not right. You are not right. So, so that's kind of what's going on right now. Now, I've been talking a lot with Curtis and Gina Burgo from our team, and we're really just trying to lock down times that we can all go out and do another thing together. It's becoming a little more difficult, not impossible, but it's a little more difficult to lock everyone's schedules down. So, okay, so anyways, how are you guys doing? How is everybody in the group doing tonight? Is everyone doing good? Looks like we've got about 13, 14 in here right now. So, woo! Fantastic. So, do you guys have any questions or comments? Danielle, kick back, put your feet up, relax. Well, it seems like Kat, how is the new job going? Is it okay? I mean, I don't want to get into too much of your business here in front of everyone, but um, is that a good stress or a bad stress? Hey, Catherine, how are you? Okay, Kat, I will. Catherine, I'm happy you could make it in. So does anybody have any questions or any comments in regards to anything that we've already talked about, or maybe something that you might have had on your mind? Okay, so Vicky, does that mean that she's popping in now? I mean, I know that she has things going on in her life as well, and so I don't want her to feel like she has to be here if she's trying to take care of other things. Hey, Gina, we were just talking about you. We were just saying that completely understand that you do have a lot of things going on right now, so don't feel like you have to be here. Elia, okay, so Elia just asked, why do I think that the spirits are calling me teacher? I don't know. That is brand new. In fact, in this session, the King Henry VIII session, which I guess I could just say King Henry, um, teacher came through again. So, so I don't know. I don't know if it's because they're getting more familiar with me. They're getting more used to me now, and and they're starting to come around more. And I don't know. Well, and faith, that could be partially it. It could be that I am trying to show them, trying to teach them how to cross over. However, also, if you've noticed, um, I'm usually trying to say that I don't have the final say on it, that they have to go to Archangel Michael or Archangel Raphael. Because I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what's going on, if there's anything else that they have to learn, if there's any jobs that they have to do. I don't know. So what I am doing, what I'm trying to do, what I'm hoping I'm doing is facilitating a way, basically showing someone how to get somewhere on a map. You are here, you want to get here, here's how you do it. But along the way, maybe you still have to put air in your tires. Maybe you still have to get gas. Maybe you still have to learn how to drive. And if that's the case, then here are two um, spirits, two angels, two archangels who can help you with that. If you're not allowed to go over, if you're not allowed to go into the light yet, then I don't want to force it. I don't want to cross that boundary because that's not my call. So, um, and so thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Catherine. Um, and so, my thing is, if they have learned, if they are ready, if they finally accepted whatever it is, or if I believe this was something that Gina, I'm going to call you out here for a little bit. You posted a little thing on the group in the Facebook page of what do we believe? Do we believe that we have a choice to cross over, or do we feel like we have to go through different things to get there? I don't think it's that cut and dry. I think there are a variety of things that take place. I think a lot of it has to do with how you've lived your life here, and if you have at your core, if you've tried to be as good of a person as possible, doesn't matter on your religious beliefs. I'm not talking religion. I'm talking who you are as a person. If you have tried to be a good person, if you have tried to live your life as a good person, then once you have passed on, then I think you are given the option. Hey, you know what? You've got some time. If you want to go say goodbye and then go into the light, you can. Or if you want to stick around and act as a guide, you can do that as well. I think you're given options. If you have not been a good person for whatever reason, call it karmic, um, call it lessons needed to be learned, or maybe just the environment you grew up in. If you are not a good person, and then your time has come to leave your body, then I think there might be lessons you have to learn first. I think you might have to consider it school in a way. Okay, this is what you've gone through. This is what we showed you. This is what you experienced. What have you learned from this? You know, um, and kind of like with the King Henry session, he's still talking about money. So if there are things that you were locked into from the physical life that you can't let go, then you're not going to be able to cross over. My belief, what I have experienced. Um, okay, so guys, there's some questions coming through. Catherine, thank you so much for that. Actually, Catherine, I've been seriously considering holding some live seminars. Matt, that is a possibility. My work in behavioral field. Okay, so Gina's asking, do I believe there is a darkness that could hold souls back? Actually, Matt, I think you're in a better place than what you realize. So I'm going to be talking about wanting people to shut up who ate my cookies. Oh, Faith. Faith. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to touch on here real quick, guys. So I want to touch on Gina's comment, and then I want to touch on what Matt had said. Now, Gina, I think there are okay, my tongue starts getting a little tied here. There are some manipulative souls out there, spirits out there, who, if you've lived your life in confusion and not really knowing what to do, not saying you're a bad person, not saying you're a good person, you've just kind of always been in that gray area and you cross over, I think it's going to be easier for those lower level entities to manipulate and convince you to do things, and I think that's kind of when we start getting into the earthbound spirits. I got to chill right over here. In the earthbound spirits, and those are the ones who I think they say they're lost. I had a message come through the session I'm editing right now. Spirit came through, a woman came through and said, help me, I'm lost. And I think that might be one of those cases. And so I think it is possible, but to a very specific group. If you are confident in what you want and where you want to go and how you want to live your life, then I don't think you're going to have an issue. I don't think you're going to have an issue. Now, Matt, in regards to you, here's the thing with you, man. You are the perfect example of someone who, and I'm not going to spill your business at all, but I do want to say you are a perfect example of someone who maybe life, for whatever reason, through choices, through whatever, has kind of dealt you in the past some bad hands, but you yourself at your core are a good person. You're a caring person, you're a giving person, you're a loving person. And I challenge anyone to say anything differently about you. You are one of a handful of people of that life of mine when I worked in social services that I stay in contact with. And I mean, there's a very, very small percentage of people. In fact, you know what? I really don't even stay in contact a lot with any of my past coworkers at all. So it's because I know your heart, I know your mindset, and so you at your core are a great person. So you, I'm not really worried about. And here's the thing, guys. Just because there are bad things that happen to you from time to time doesn't mean you are a bad person. Okay? There's some people who confuse that. They think that, well, I got involved in this, or this has happened to me, or this always happens to me, or whatever it may be. I must be a bad person. No, not at all. Not at all. if you have an ability, and I think everybody has this ability. I don't think everybody has the want. But if you're to take a moment and really step outside of yourself and just analyze yourself, you're going to know whether or not you're a good person. You're going to know whether or not, what kind of person you are. I don't care how many psychological tests you take. You're going to know. You're going to know. Now, there are things that I do that I know not everybody likes, but I don't think it makes me a bad person. I go into hermit mode a lot. I'm used to being by myself. I'm used to doing things by myself. And I had this conversation just the other day. And just because I am alone does not mean I'm lonely. But some people take it as if I'm, shrugging the world away. Therefore, I'm rude. And no, not at all. That's not how I see it. I believe in balance. If you can take a look at your life and you see that you have not enough of one thing and too much of something else, you need to find a way to balance that out. And there's a whole talk that we could have about changing paradigms and how to go about that. This isn't really that platform right now, but there are ways to do it. And so I wanted to touch on those two topics right there. Cashier. Gina. Maybe okay. Gina, could we please finish that last word because gift card. Okay. Because kind of left it at she got a D. Dude. I'm just saying, if that's why she's in a good mood, then hey, I don't know if it's, giving your coworkers, hug worthy, but hey, but now that you've explained it's a gift card, fantastic. And so, people. Well, no, it does. And Gina, I do believe that being nice to other people. So here's what happens with this. When you make the choice, you have a choice for everything in your life, guys. Everything. And I will argue anyone who says otherwise. If you make the choice to be nice to other people, that raises your vibration. Okay? That raises your vibration. And that vibration goes out. It has been proven on a scientific level, and I'll actually make a video about this, that most people vibrate at 10 hertz. Okay? So if you go out of your way to be nice to other people, and I mean not going through the motions, but sincerely from the heart, being nice to other people and having empathy and having care, that will raise your vibration. And what will that do? Once you raise your vibration, then we can start talking about changing your paradigms, changing that subconscious talk that either limits you or supports you, whatever it may be. And so, yes, go out of your way to be nice to other people. Now, it doesn't mean you can't have boundaries. Matt, out of anybody, knows that I believe strictly in boundaries. I think you should have boundaries no matter what you do, whatever relationship that you're in. I don't care if it's family, friend, loved one, your dog, Goldfish can have their own boundaries, though. Okay, I'm just kind of throwing that out there. Have you ever seen a fish poop before? It is the weirdest thing in the world. Have you seen some of those kites that have a tail coming off of it? It looks just like that. The first aquarium that I had, I was in awe when I was watching my fish relieve themselves. Not that you guys care to know that, but I felt like sharing. And Gina, it's little things like that. Going out of your way to get a hold of a manager to compliment someone, it's that ripple effect that we've always heard about. You make yourself that pebble that gets tossed into the water. Okay? Make yourself that entity, that being, that spirit that causes a ripple of good things. You give a manager a compliment about an employee. That manager now feels good about the job that they've done. They go to that employee now feels better. That employee goes home, and they now, because they're in a good mood, they now will pass that on to whoever they go home to, so forth and so on. Yeah, it's a butterfly effect, basically, Vicky. There's a thought out there that, well, the only reason you want to make people happy is because it makes you happy, therefore it's selfish. You know what? If it's selfish to make others happy because it makes you happy, then I see nothing wrong with that. Personally, I see nothing wrong with that. And I don't think anyone's going to point fingers once you die and you pass over. I just, nah, I don't have time for that. Gina, okay, so I make a point anytime I see a police officer. I make a point to go up to her or him. I shake their hand. I let them know that, hey, I mean no harm, but I shake their hand and I thank them for their service. Anytime I see military, I thank them for their service. There was the other day, there was a gentleman, big old black guy, with his kids. Probably the best example of a dad I have ever seen in my life. Loving, supportive. And I went up to him and I said, sir, we could use more men like you. We could really use more men like you. Just from what I can tell right now, you are a fantastic dad. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with going out in the world. And if you see someone doing a good thing, tell them. Tell them. You don't know what kind of effect that has on them. Gina, what do you mean you don't want to look back on your video? What you're so if it is selfish to go out and want to make other people happy because it makes you happy, then be selfish. By all means, be selfish. We are taught a lot of things from the time that we're a child, and we hear it all throughout adulthood. You can't have this because of that. It's selfish to do this because of that. Having money is bad, or only a select few people, only the lucky get money. I am so sick of hearing these things, guys. It has nothing to do with luck. It has nothing to do with what's selfish, what's not selfish. It has everything to do with how you decide to reprogram your subconscious mind. There is, buddy, what? The neighbor dog is now barking. Go, run, be free. Go, shoo. Okay. I got you, Gina. Okay. So, I was told when I was very, very young, 12, 13 years old, I told my mom that I wanted to, work in movies. I wanted to become a Disney animator. And first thing she did was she turned to me and she said, well, you can't do that. And then later on, I'd mentioned again, it was, well, it's a nice hobby, but get a real job. How many of you have been told that? How many of you have been told, you have a dream? They say, oh, well, that's going to be hard to do. Or, well, why don't you just get a real job and keep that as a hobby? You know, I am so sick of that mindset. I'm so tired of it because it's a lie, guys. It's a lie. You can do anything that you want to truly do. You have to believe that you can do it. You have to see yourself doing it, but you can do it. When we have 16-year-olds who are winning $3 million playing video games, trust me, if you have a desire to do underwater basket weaving, you can do it, you know? And it angers me. It angers me when I hear people say, oh, well, that's really going to be hard. I don't think you should do that. And then what happens? What happens is we go, well, you're right. I shouldn't. I should be level headed. I should go back and work in the cubicle at my computer 8 hours a day and work for that 401k and die, you know? And, and, uh, and Gino paranormal investigation has been going on for decades, actually longer than decades, as long as the human population has had the frontal lobes, there has been a belief and there's been a curiosity about the paranormal. And so here's my thing, guys. If you have a goal for something, if you can see yourself doing something, if there's something that you want to do, regardless of how impossible you think it is, if you can see it, if it's something that you have a desire and a passion for, you can do it. You can do it. It's getting into that, okay, well, we weren't going to talk about this, but here we go. It's getting into changing those paradigms, guys. It's getting into changing that mindset. Exactly, Vicky. Exactly, Elia. We have people in this day and age who are more and more starting to live their truths. Now, my generation and older, especially the older generation, is very much get yourself a good job with benefits and be happy. Well, and I've had this conversation with family before of, well, can't you just be satisfied? Can't you just be satisfied? There's a difference between being grateful and being satisfied. I am extremely grateful for what I have. In any point of my life, any place in my life, I am grateful for what I have. I'm never satisfied. To me, the moment you become satisfied is the moment you settle. And the moment you settle, that's when you stop reaching. That's when you stop dreaming. That's when you stop trying. And we are creative beings. We are beings who we are designed to create. And so if you become satisfied and you stop creating and you stop reaching, well, then what is there then? You know, and it actually kind of makes me sad to think that people would stop daydreaming or that they would stop having goals or stop reaching for things. Laura, that is fantastic. And so, okay, so perfect example, Laura, you always wanted to do something in music, so you were a DJ for 16 years. Fantastic. Okay, so you've had that. Now, what is your next goal? What is your next other? I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. It's saying that my connection is unstable. How am I coming across, guys? Hello, is anybody there? All right. Okay. Is it still choppy? How is the video feed coming through now, guys? Am I coming through okay? Okay. Billy Bones, what is up? Okay. Be loved, be in love. Okay. Yeah, I may have to reset, guys. Well, I don't know. It looks like it's. I was getting messages. All right. Okay. So yeah, I was getting messages on here saying that it was that the connection was going bad. Okay, so we're good now. Matt, that's my constipated face. All right. Okay, we have lost quite a few people. It looks like. Um, and Gina, you are correct. Okay, so Gina, a couple of things. One, your relationship with Planet is fantastic and one of the best I have ever seen. Um, I had been terrified of marriage simply because of all the things that I had seen not happen to me, but happen around me. But I also believe, like I said, in balance. So for whatever good or bad there is, I also believe there's going to be the opposite. You guys have the best example of a relationship I have ever seen. And so that gives me hope. And so uh, I don't know what you guys have done to have it last that long and be that good. Crap. Now I'm doing it again. But no, good for you guys. And something else that you mentioned that I want to touch on. We have the ability, we have the power, probably the single most powerful ability to have, and that is to simply change your mind. If you can change your mind about something and then start changing the belief behind that thought, you can now start changing your paradigm. If you believe, for example, that you always get bad jobs, and you tell yourself that you always get bad jobs, that's what you're going to attract, and you're always going to get bad jobs. If you can start finding, for example, in this example, if you can start finding the one thing that is good about it, be grateful about that. Be grateful for jobs that have that thing that is good, and be grateful for good jobs that are out there. You will start attracting those good jobs. You know, how many of you ever saw? How many of you ever saw the documentary The Secret? Okay, so The Secret. There are actually what, 7 or 8 universal laws. The Secret talks about the law of attraction, which is fine. It's good to get introduced to it. But we have to really, for the law of attraction to work, we have to get in touch with the law of vibration. Everything vibrates. Again, yeah, Gina, it was a book, it was a documentary, it was a series of audio CDs. But it talks about the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is, again, is fine, but they don't talk about the law of vibration. It's a great example, actually, Vicky. But yeah, we have to talk, because everything vibrates to a certain frequency. This has been scientifically proven. Again, it's been proven and measured that humans vibrate at 10 hertz. It's been measured that the universe, space, whatever you want to call it, vibrates at 432 hertz. So everything has a vibration. And the way you get in touch, get in tune with that vibration, is you start meditating on it. You start welcoming it into you. Let's say everybody wants money, and there's more than enough money for everyone to get their share. More than enough money. So let's say you want more money. To say want is a lacking mindset, because you still want it. You don't have it. You want it. Have a desire for it. Have an attraction to it. And if you start thinking on it, if you start imagining, if you start visually seeing yourself with it and what you can do with it, things that you would do with it, then you're going to start attracting it. Now, there's more to it than that, but what happens is that starts raising your vibration. It doesn't matter if it's money, love, your job. Let's say there's a certain position that you want. If you start meditating on it, if you start seeing yourself in that, you've now raised your vibration. Gina, you're nuts. And they do this with people who play sports all the time. Because if you... There goes the neighbor dog again. Sorry about that, guys. Vicky, I don't think I'm quite following you. Yeah, he hasn't had pancakes in some time now. Vicky, what do you mean you'd be interested in knowing what yours is? I don't understand what you mean. And guys, we are going to go through a session here in a little bit, okay? Great example. And God, guys, I apologize because it sounds like it's all me, but I do want to give a personal example. I made mention fairly recently that I applied to TED Talks to be a speaker for TED Talks. And because I want to talk about the science behind paranormal and life after death. And there was a lot that they asked for, a lot in regards to, video presentations, what have you done before, so forth and so on. And I'm going through a process of visualizing it because I can see myself doing it. I've done similar things before. And I just want to increase getting the word out there. Well, Vicki, again, everybody as a base vibrates at 10 hertz. There are methods, there are ways to measure it. Yes, Gina, they do. Okay, so what happens is the neighbor dog will come out and, I don't know, see air, and it'll start barking, and it has a high-pitched yelp. Buddy hears it, and it gets his juices flowing, where he's got to start barking. He starts barking. Then the neighbor's other dog will come out and start barking, and it's usually a trio of barking that takes place. And I'm actually trying to break him of that because, like I said, I've got to move out of this house by next year, and I don't know what I'm going to be getting into yet. I have an idea of what I want, but yeah, I want the barking to go down. So, all right, guys. So that was my little, podium speak there. Guys, do you have any other questions or any other comments before we move on? Sir barks a lot. Exactly. Okay, so yeah, I pretty routinely will go through the house and do a cleaning and then a cleansing. Yeah. Catherine, it's funny that you mentioned that because I've got this right here with me. This is actually, Gina, this is the smudge stick that you sent me. And proof that I have been using it. And I also have this. Are you done? Are you done? This is not a problem, Vicki. Thank you guys for showing up. And this is my own concoction. This is blessed holy water, blessed Florida water. There's some liquid sage in this, some other stuff, all blessed. And I will usually each night spray myself, spray the surrounding area. And so there's a couple of things in here. And so I usually, for me, you don't have to do it this way, but for me, I do it in the form of a cross, come down, then a cross like that, the back of my neck, and so it's kind of, Palo Santo is fantastic. It's fantastic. So I do a couple of different things. I have the sage, I have this spray that I use, and there is a soap that I make. Both Gina and Kat received the soap. That's a different recipe than what I've used in the past. I actually like my old recipe better, but it also has the holy water, the Florida water. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the name of the other stuff. Oh, it's horrible. But so yeah, so there's a few things that I do. And one thing I want to mention, guys, there was a comment that came through on the Facebook page the other day. Well, it's more of a question. Asking me if I felt that simply telling spirits not to approach, if that was enough, that if they were evil and bad, um, they're going to do what they want to do. And I have no proof of this, guys. It's just a theory that I have. Yeah, Matt, Florida water. It is a cologne water from the 1800s that you can still get, and people used to bathe in it because of the scent that's in the water. It's not really a water. It has an alcohol base to it, but there are certain faiths that will use it as a protectant, and so I will use it. I will bless it. Uh, I will also take the blessed holy water and a few other things, and I mix them, and I have this concoction that I make, kind of like rose water. Yeah, yeah, Catherine. And okay, so I believe that there is a certain kind of a handshake agreement between the spirit world and the living world. I have no proof of this, guys. It's my own theory and something I may ask as time goes on. I believe it's all tied into our free will, that you can choose certain things in your life. Sorry, guys. Now he's wanting to play. Come here, boy. Come here. And that if you purely want good in your life, that's what you're going to attract to you. That if you purposely enjoy seeing people suffer, if you purposely enjoy causing harm, um, that will open up other doors, you know. And oh, he is not happy with me right now, let me tell you. And so if we say that we only allow those of love and light, that we don't allow anything negative, that yeah, they can be like a schoolyard bully and still be in the background, kind of yelling and taunting. But I believe they physically cannot have any influence on you. You know, that if you lay down that boundary, I feel that there is an agreement where they have to respect that. What? I'm doing something here. Okay, relax, chill. We'll have our moment. Um, and so when I start a session and I say my prayers and I ask for um, positive attracts like attracts like, basically. So when I ask for Archangel Michael, when I ask for Archangel Raphael, when I ask for my guides, when I ask for ascended masters, and when I ask for my teachers and all of them to be here, because that's what I want, because that's what I want to be attracted to, because that's what I desire to have in my life, then I feel that that's what will be there. When I ask for the door to love and light to be opened, all other doors to be closed. In fact, you guys, you can actually hear it in some of the sessions. You can hear other voices come through and say, "We want in, let us in," because they want those doors open, and I refuse to open those doors. So, Kat, what is it? What's your question? Neighbor's dog. my dog. You two have met. He's got a bark that could bend steel. Hey, buddy. Shh. So guys, okay, so if you have seen, heard of, or used a video camera that adds a skeletal. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have one. I've done a couple videos with it. Yeah. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have one. It was first introduced. Yeah, we have one. We built one. There's one. Okay, the commercial one's called the SLS camera, and it's about a $1,300 piece of equipment. I refused to pay that much for it, so I built my own. There's a couple of videos that we have on it, and it basically uses the Xbox Connect, because the Xbox Connect, it is made to track human beings, or the human figure. And yeah, Andrew's house. Andrew's house is one where we used it. There's I want to say the Robin Williams session, I also used it. We've used it a few times, guys. So yeah. Cat, we have one. We are more than willing to come back if you want, and try it. We haven't used it as much as, we had liked or had hoped. But yeah, no, we have one. Yeah. Again, the commercial version is about $1,300. I think mine cost, God, not even a fraction of that. Cost about the same. Mine cost, okay, excuse me, guys. Mine cost to build the same price as the Angel Box is selling for, if that makes any sense. So yeah. Yeah, because what it does, so the Xbox Connect, it has infrared as well as a projector built in. And that projector will throw out tracking dots, little tiny infrared tracking dots. Oh, it was also used in, there was a house that we went to go investigate. And we used it in there too. In fact, we got a figure that was interacting with Gina. And so, yeah, so we have one. We have one. So, all right, guys. So for those who, yeah, Gina, you know what? I don't like those labels, to be honest with you. I want to try to find new labels. Those labels weren't nearly as transparent as I was hoping. So after all that time, so yeah, I'm trying to find new labels because I wasn't quite happy with that one. I am working with a 3D printer right now, or a person who does 3D printing, to have, Angel Box and Angel Phone 3D printed and then attached to the actual device. So that's going to be done. So guys, for those of you who have a Windows-based tablet or computer, I highly, highly suggest the Afterlight box. It is free. It is a free download. Okay. This is it. I highly suggest downloading it if you have any interest at all in doing ITC work. It is very well worth it. Now, over the past year or so, I've tested a variety of apps. This one I am the most impressed with. Yeah, the Afterlight box. Yeah, man, it does have to be Windows. They only make it for Windows. Now, if you're using a Mac, if you happen to have a Windows emulator on there, that should work. Okay, it should work. So I gotta tell you guys, I recently tried the SCD2 app again. Now, the SCD2 app is the one that Steve Huff uses, and he okay. Real quick, Matt, there's a way to hack an Android to put Windows-based apps on there. You can Google it and you can find out how to do it. Yeah, yeah, Vicky, Apple. If you have a Windows emulator on there, which means you can run Windows-based programs on a Mac or an Apple device, then yeah, you can download the Afterlight box. So I've tried a lot of different apps over the past year, and you guys have watched that progression. Steve Huff uses the SCD2 app. He has great results with it. I'm not entirely sold on it. I spent the $20. We tried it out, and I don't know, guys. I don't have a connection with it. But this particular app, I'm enjoying it. So yeah, the best for an Android, the best that I have found for an Android is the Portal. Now, the Portal app. In fact, you know what, guys? Hold on one second, okay? Oh, that hurt. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hey, boy. Hey, guy. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is an Amazon Fire tablet. And on here, oopsie, got to turn it upside down. Okay, come on. Okay, hold on, guys. Galaxy Note. Galaxy Note, yeah, it may be an Android. Okay, so guys, I have used the Portal in the past. This is the Portal. Okay. So if you are running Android, in fact, let's plug it in. I've never ran it through the Angel phone before. So let's plug it in. I want to show it to you guys because what this thing will do is it's designed to play audio backwards. And the idea being that any forward speech that you hear is going to be spirit speaking. Okay, so you have where am I at here? You have your power button here, and then down here you have different audio banks that you can choose from. It's best to play one bank at a time. Some of them are men and women, some are whispers. They're just all different banks. Okay, so let's go ahead and And we're just going to run this one just for a little bit. We'll turn on the EM pump. Hello, hello. Is there anybody here? Hi, guys. This is Philip. I'm using an app. I'm using an app that I haven't used in a long time. Some of you might remember the Portal app. It works a little bit differently. It works a little bit differently than the other apps that I've used. I welcome those of love and light. I welcome those who accept love. I do not allow anything negative here. Those doors are closed. If I have any spirits here who would like to talk, you are more than welcome to come through. If we can hear you, move the speech forward, please. Can you give me a simple yes? Are there any spirits here? Okay, so we're going to switch up the bank, go to a different bank, okay? Now, guys, there's also a little slider here that will change the... what was that? Again, guys, I only welcome those of love and light, okay? If you are negative, if you are oppressive, if you are lower vibrational, you are not allowed here, okay? You got to go. Okay, guys, so this is the portal. Okay, I'm going to turn that off real quick. Okay, so with any session that you do, if you're using any kind of device like this, it is vital that you record it, because especially with a device like this, you have to go back and you have to listen to what was recorded, to what was said, because okay, you know what, guys? Buddy, stop. Okay, so this is something that I mean this with all the love in the world, guys, that every time I do a session, it seems that a lot of you like to point out that there's something dark, that there's something bad. And I don't know, guys. I guess what I want to ask is that something that you're actually, because I'm not picking up on anything, is that something that you are actually picking up on, or are we kind of falling into those beliefs that we've been taught from Hollywood and things like that you know, they're going to be, you know, dark and evil? No, please, I'm not trying to point out anything. You know, I'm not trying to say okay, And again, this app is going to sound different because it does come in reverse. And there are different sound banks that we can choose from. Each sound bank is going to be just a little bit different. And going back to our original conversation of earthbound spirits, some may be confused, some may be sad. We don't know. So we have to make sure that we're understanding that a sad spirit, a lost spirit, doesn't necessarily mean a bad spirit. Um, and so, tell you what, guys, I want to go ahead and I want to plug in the afterlight box. Okay. Oh my God, where's the on button? There we go. Okay. Okay. So we have the afterlight box. And what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to take the sage. I am going to light it while we do this session. Okay. So we can have this burning. Okay. Put this right over here. Okay, so we've got the sage going. Okay, so now the afterlight box, it also has 3 different banks. I usually only use the first 2. Usually just the first one. Second one is the whispers. I will use it from time to time. The third one, I don't use at all for very specific reasons. It is a darker sounding bank. I don't use it. I don't want to welcome it. Guys, here's the thing. I don't want to elude to or welcome any type of darkness, any type of lower level of vibration. Okay. I know it's out there. I know it exists, and I know that we can't always hide from it, but we can protect ourselves against it. I know I am protected. I just don't want to offer any kind of opportunity for it. Now, you guys might remember another app that I downloaded a while ago. I can't even remember the name of it now, but it always sounded negative. It always sounded dark. And for that reason, I don't use that app at all. In fact, I'm probably going to delete it off the computer. So I'm going to do the first bank. Now, the Afterlight box does also allow you to scan internet radio. Hey, oh, woo, got more people showing up. Hello, 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 Bonnie. What's going on? Um, Matt, that question right there is going to open up a huge debate. You're going to have some who are going to say you have to only get white sage. Others are going to say you can use any kind of sage. Um, Others will say different sage will have different properties. What I would say, if you're gonna go out to the desert, and of course the Mojave Desert has sage everywhere. Here's what I would do. I would go out. I would find a sage bush. I would give thanks for it. I would say just a quick prayer for permission to take it. I would snip it, and then I would use that. I don't think when you're pulling it straight from nature, I don't think it's really going to matter. That's my personal belief. Others may have different thought processes on that, but so that's me. Okay, so the Afterlight box. I've recently started using the internet scanning radio in addition to the sound banks that are in it. So let's see what happens. Okay. some of the, I like the echo feature that it has in here in combination with the reverb from the Angel phone. Okay, so here we go. Hello, hello, guys. This is Phil. Is there anybody here?
Of the stream going on.
What's going on, guys? Are there any spirits that like? Are there any spirits that would like to come forward and speak?
Either indeed.
Guys, I welcome those of love and light. I ask that my protectors be here with me and guard.
Us with friends.
With friends, yes, we are with friends. Thank you for that. Please guard the doorway. I only welcome those who are of love and who accept love and who accept heavenly light.
In London, he's dead. No, he's not.
In London, he's dead. No, he's not. Who are we talking about, guys?
Him, that comes up.
See, guys, this is why I love the Afterlight box in conjunction with something.
Find the quicken.
Find the quicken, but anyhow. That's why I love this, guys, because you can actually hear.
Yeah, debtors. Face.
Yeah, debtor's face. You can actually hear what's going on. You can have more of a one-on-one conversation.
New grass.
With spirits. Hi, guys. Is there
For example, face.
Face was actually the organization. Was the organization that I worked with, who they sent me to Branson, Missouri. You might remember that video.
Pepper.
Pepper. Are we talking about the spice, or are we talking about someone named Pepper?
Crisis.
Crisis. What crisis?
Yes. It's not.
Okay, guys. I welcome those of love and light. I do welcome spirit to approach this device and speak.
Came in late.
Came in late? You are fine. You are fine. How many are here right now? Two something.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt, I have done that. I do that almost every session.
Survey.
Your first one? Miss, you said your first one. Is this your first time being here?
That the whole he saw the.
Who is feeling so happy they want to cry right now?
We are.
Whose emotion is that?
Option. We're bored.
Okay, I'm going to turn on the. I'm going to turn on the internet scanning radio too. So give another option for you.
And I see it. Imagine.
Again, guys. Okay, I'm starting to get the feel that you're starting to.
I must key not.
You're starting to know that the white light.
The church.
Did you guys hear that? Said don't stop. She said don't stop.
For.
I'm starting to feel like that. They're starting to come around now. They're starting to come through the door. Please scream to my protectors. Please scream the spirits who are trying to come through the door. I only welcome those of love. I only welcome those.
Yes.
Thank you, who accept love, who are that of light. Okay.
Yeah.
Did someone come through and say the Lord's will? Did it sound like she just said suck a dick?
Which says, pillow.
Okay, guys, hold up. All right. I do not allow anything negative. Let's make this very clear right now. These are my boundaries. I do not allow anything negative. I do not allow any oppressive spirits. I do not allow anything evil or dark. It's not allowed here. It has no welcome here. Those doors are closed. Those doors are closed. Okay, guys? I only welcome those of love, those who are accepting of love. Okay. How many are here right now? My name is Philip, guys. I mean no harm.
And not only
This device right here is designed for you. It's built for you. If there is something you want, if there's something that you want to say, if there's a message you want to give across, you are more than welcome to approach this device and use it to speak. Okay? Have people watching. If you want to give a message to any of them, you are more than welcome. Research? Yes, in a way, this is research. We are trying to understand what happens. We're trying to understand what happens once we leave our bodies. And we now have a way to communicate with you. Okay, I heard you. You said you think people.
from the helicopter.
Sound like you said Pat.
Made it.
Made it. Are you saying that you made it to heaven? Where did you make it?
I don't know how I also.
Can you give me your name, please? Please, you are more than welcome to step forward. Who is the older gentleman with the white beard?
EFP.
Seeing an older gentleman, white beard, like a golfer's hat. If my arm is blocking the way, you are more than welcome to step forward and speak.
He'll bring it.
He won't break it. If he wants to speak, he is more than welcome to come through and use this.
Husband.
Husband. Husband of who?
Way.
Here are two. Okay, if they want to speak, they are more than welcome to speak if they are of love and light. Is there a Kim? I thought I heard him say Kim.
Whoa.
Okay, that was a woman who said Stephen.
No one.
No one? What do you mean no one?
Of Europe.
Okay, Europe. Are some of you okay?
The 20.
Are we still getting references from King Henry? Because I've heard Europe, and I've heard a couple other references.
So enter after. He was 4.
He was 4. Who was 4? Was this your son?
But
2 years.
2 year. 2 year for what? Hey guys, I gotta ask you, what's been going on with all the references towards kids lately?
You put it dark.
Can you tell me what all of that is about? There's been a lot of spirits coming through making references to kids. Why?
Our body.
Is there anyone who can give me a direct answer, please?
Astronaut.
That was actually a child right there. I wish no harm on any child, okay?
5.
I wish no harm on any child, alive or who has crossed over.
Government house.
No harm will become a child.
First, his hair.
Okay. I was harmed as a child. I know what it's like.
There with me.
Okay.
Washington. It's time I took her.
So, okay. I want children to be protected.
To live a
Right, then
Okay, I thought she said the light.
use of
The thing is, Gina, is that he was actually found innocent of those charges, and the lady who accused him, she was actually found guilty of
what he thought.
Not embezzlement, but of not manipulation, but
display.
Joint.
basically trying to get money out of people, and so she was put in jail. Hey guys,
Please.
please, what do you need?
For you.
Hey guys, the last couple of sessions you have said teacher. What do you mean by teacher?
Teacher.
Did you guys hear that? Again, teacher. Are you referring to a teacher? Are you calling me teacher?
His parent.
Prisoner.
His parent, prisoner.
I want to know.
You okay, what do you want to know? I just heard you. I heard
Something
we can hear you. Okay?
Switch.
What do
to
you mean by teacher? When you say teacher, Can you help me understand, please?
Cannot be anti-town. Players click. But
Any liberty? As many
Cat, extortion. Yes, thank you. That was a word. Guys, I am so sorry.
switch my and I'm making.
the surveyor.
Hey, buddy. Shh.
That neither.
Excuse me, guys.
Little fellow.
The walker.
Okay, was that fellow or Philip?
Hey, we have an.
I don't know much.
You don't. What do you mean you don't know much?
We sent it.
You probably know more than you realize.
In the center.
See, here's what we think, guys. We think
Commissioner.
that our spirit is different than our body. And
I believe.
when our body dies, our spirit goes on. Because our spirit is energy. Our consciousness is energy.
Trip the breath.
Can you confirm that? Is our consciousness energy?
3 years.
Can you please confirm? Is
We're 18.
What's this?
Is our consciousness energy? If you need extra energy, this device is built to give you a little energy boost. Please use it. All right, guys.
So 11.
That one I didn't make out.
Hulkster. Read the word.
All right, guys.
Same with the Hulk. Might have been.
Do any of you need any help?
Queer.
The road led.
Sir, you have mentioned road many, many times.
And they.
What do you mean by road? What road?
As he stood. And it's correct.
All right, guys. If I may ask, was that my aunt? Was that my Aunt Vivian? Was that my Aunt Vivian that came through and said, Pat? Is my Aunt Vivian?
Yeah, personally.
Is my Aunt Vivian here? Wow, something, the spirit, something. Hey, Bonnie, have a great night. Billy, that's a great idea. Hey, guys, you've mentioned gold in the past, or some of you have mentioned gold in the past. Probably in the next week or so, I'm going to rebuild this, and I'm going to have gold in it. Okay? Will that help you?
But when you do,
Hi, Bonnie's sister. Can someone please tell me if I put gold in this, will this help you out?
$35.
Who is that other voice? Who is that darker voice, that deeper voice?
Seems.
Police? Hey, Susie. Okay, guys, so here's the plan, okay? Because you've asked for it. I'm going to inlay the inside of this with 24 karat gold. I will cover in 24 karat gold. I will also wrap the crystal and the inside in the gold as well as with the copper. Will that help you out?
Ed? What do you mean?
Okay, first voice said Ed. Who is Ed?
Holding all.
Holding all. Guys, I'm looking for a direct answer, okay? I'm looking for someone, a representative or someone to come forward and let me know, will the gold help you?
For breakfast.
Straight.
Is it bio?
There's a theory that that gold, because it's also a conductor
Or a wrap.
or a wrap, that because it's a conductor, can help improve communication. Okay, Gina, thank you for that. Okay, so no gold on the crystal then.
Grounded.
East.
Will the gold help you speak better? Will it help you communicate? Will it give you more energy?
There's a couple.
Unshan.
Do I have any angels here with me right now? Is Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael here?
Like to clouds.
Little wood.
Is
Thirsty.
thirsty? They have. They have. Okay. So is that's a yes then?
Is it warm? To get on with.
All right, guys. I thank you for your time. Okay, I'm going to call this to a close. For those who decided to come through and speak, I thank you. Do you have anything that you'd like to say before we go?
District.
Okay, guys, I am imagining. I am imagining that light for you. If you need that white heavenly light, it is there. If you need help, if you need help, please ask Archangel Michael, Archangel
The other
Raphael. Okay.
Lucian.
Lucian. Was that Lucian or illusion?
At the site.
At the site. Yes. If you're at the site, if you're at the white light, step into it. You are welcome.
For that.
Okay, so for those of you who don't want to go into the light or who can't, I ask please return through whatever doorway you came. Please do not stay here. Please do not attach to me. Please do not enter into me.
Dining room.
You're in the dining room? Okay, well, I ask everyone, please return through whatever doorway you came. And I ask that my guardians please make sure those doorways are closed. Okay.
Something.
I think
We're bored.
you're bored. If you're in the light, then please go into it. Enjoy it. I thank you for your time, guys. Okay. I wish you all love and light. Bye-bye.
Please hit the
There we go. All right. Yeah, Gina. Gina, are you going to be using the SB7 Spirit Box with that when you do that session? Okay, cool. Yeah, take your voice recorder with you. Make sure you record that session and pop it in and play it. What I would do is I would not do a session any longer than 15 minutes for a couple of reasons. They can get tired. It can drain you. Psychic hangovers are a big thing. They are a real thing. I have experienced them. So, excuse me. Okay. And so make sure you drink a lot of water before you do the session. Do them in 15-minute increments. 15 minutes, then stop, take a break, and then maybe do another one after that. But usually you don't want to go longer than 15 minutes. All right, guys? Alrighty, gang. It is 2 hours and 12 minutes in right now. So I think it's time we will call this to a close. To some of you, it is a little past 1 morning. Others, it's midnight. Do you guys have any, Ilya, thank you. Do you guys have any questions or any comments at all before we call this to a close? If not, then we will go ahead and say our good nights and our goodbyes. And I will try to have that King Henry video up as soon as I can, guys. Gina, you're fine. Thank you. Thank you guys for hanging around and watching. Not a problem, Kat. Thank you. Billy, appreciate it, man. Thank you for popping in. Thank you. And guys, if you guys have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. So, alrighty, guys. I wish you all a great night. If you have any follow-up questions or anything you want to hit me with later on, go ahead and message me on the Facebook page or message me on this. Either way, I'll get it and I'll respond to you. All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Have a great night. Thank you. And in stream. Have a great night, guys.